And welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by the folks at Southeast Termite and Pest Control. They have been locally owned and locally operated since 1971. Southeast Termite and Pest Control serves families and businesses across all of East Tennessee. There are no regional managers, no customer representatives that you're going to have to go through. Call these folks. You're going to talk to the owner or talk to his son. Good folks, 43 years of experience in East Tennessee. All right. We have Will Overstreet and Shazan Bradley over in our other wing here on the Sports Source, and we're going to ask them about something that Will picked up in terms of an ex-D lineman looking at the pass rush against Tennessee. Will, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, John. So what we see a couple times with this offensive line, especially young offensive line against really good pass rushers, what you're going to always try to do as a pass rusher, you know he's a bigger guy than you. You want to get him moving, and what the problem that Tennessee's having right now is, I'm going to show Shazan here, is when these defensive line for Georgia, what they were doing is they were coming in and putting their hand out like this. The offensive line for Tennessee is over-committing to that move and stopping their feet, because as soon as he commits like that, I'm basically have set him up. I'm not really ever wanting to go inside, but what I wanted him to do is just punch early and stop his feet. Tennessee's got to do is their offensive line's got to keep their balance back and keep punching and not get overcommitted to that first move or one of the moves of the defensive lineman. That's how they're getting off these guys and really getting back to the quarterback on their one-on-one pass rush moves. Anyways, got to work on that, John. It's a hard thing to do when you go up against really good defensive line.
Thanks, Will. I talked to Mike Stoll, former Vol offensive lineman, last night, and he was talking about some of the things that he pointed out, or some of the things he's noticed. And he said that in his view, the UT linemen are not anticipating the second move. They're focusing so much on that first move that the second move, or a speed move, they're having problems with speed moves, they're having problems with twists and stunts, but the guy's second move is a problem for him. And in Mike's view, problem is, unless you're going against top-line pass rushers in practice, you can't learn that in practice. You're only going to learn that on the field, playing, how these guys have second moves on you. And in his view, you know, if you're only on the field learning this line as a unit has only played 3 games together at this point, because Jacob Gillum was there for the first one. It could be a while into the second part of the season before this thing clicks. As ex-quarterbacks, how comfortable would you feel behind this offensive line? Be honest. How comfortable would you feel behind this offensive line right now?
Bobby.
You know, to say you feel comfortable is probably not true. You know, you try to give these guys, you know, confidence that you know, you've got confidence in them. Hey, you missed him this time, just get him the next time. You know, you try to pat them on the back and coax them into, you know, just playing better. Right. And sometimes that's hard to do, but you know, you never want your offensive line to think that you've lost confidence in them.
And Worley's done a good job of that this year, even after the Oklahoma game, when he could have really, he didn't have to come out and say that those guys are working hard. He could have just kept his mouth shut. He could have no commented, but he played it the right way. Sterling, I'll put it to you this way.
Give it to me.
You're a man that used to throw and run. I'm guessing you would feel pretty good about you would be happy that you had the running ability behind this O-line, would you not?
No, and that's why I wanted Bobby to answer first. You know, I was in a situation where the offensive line took time to get better, and you know, fortunately, I was able to keep the offense in a progressive mode with some other abilities I have, whether it be moving or creating a play off the scramble. But you know, it's a team effort. It's a team effort, and you know, I don't want to speak as offensive line like Stoll spoke to you, but offensive lineman. But I believe they will get better. I know they will get better. I know it'll be more, I guess, intensity in practice for the guys to get better. And I tell you what, I'm excited about the future of this offensive line, because once they come together as a unit, there's nothing like a unit with a one focus and one goal. And once the offensive line gets that, they're going to be great.
Right. I mean, you've still got communication issues between these guys. They haven't played together enough. They're still confused. And you're not getting – there are a couple of times yesterday, Kyler Kerberson didn't have a great game. He didn't start the season as a left tackle. He's over there because Jacob Gillum went down. Right. You're having to play 2 true freshmen on the right side. Your backs missed a couple of guys yesterday. Your tight ends whiffed a couple of times yesterday. And 3 times your quarterback didn't pick up a blitzer that was his guy. That you've got to know it was coming. Twice that was Peterman and once that was World.
You had two defenders on the outside of the tackle, and you didn't have a back on that side. Yep. So, you know, you're outmanned there, and the quarterback's got to see that. That's on him.
So it's not all the offensive line, but it is going to take some time, I think, for them to gel. And you expect them to be better in the second half of the season, but I don't think it's going to be like week 6, week 7, and boom, it's there. I think it's going to be progression all through the year.
Well, I'm confident in Coach Strib making that happen. I'm confident that he'll make that happen.
All right. When we come back, Florida. This would be the first time in a long time if Florida comes to Neyland Stadium and they're the team feeling pressure. Are the Gators the ones that have to do something this time around? Can Tennessee go in kind of loose as a goose for once? We'll talk about it. Come on back.